drinking myself to sleep, passing out, crying. And that's what it did to me. That's what I let it happen. I mean, we would have neighbors bring us groceries. So we would bring, and we would put the groceries on the floor and get on our knees and touch the food and thank God for the food. So I was very grateful, and I was very broken in that environment. And then maybe that same night, I buy a 12-pack of beer and drink myself to passing out on the floor, crying, because I'm so broken. So it was a mixture of, faith and desperation and all these things. There was mornings I couldn't get out of bed, and my wife would just read books over me. She would just read words over me, and she would tell me, just do it. But I was so broken. I mean, I wouldn't say I was suicidal, but I began to Google how to beat depression right before I was on the edge of it, because I felt I was on the edge. I was right on the edge of tipping over and just losing it, and it was crushing. So that thing is, to not be able to provide is it emasculates a person. It really does. So what do you do though? You just work your way out. You sweat your way out of it, I guess. I just sweated and just didn't give up. I could have given up. I probably should have at many points. There was no reason to believe otherwise, right? Talked to my friend one time, and he got up, and I was going through counseling. I was seeing a counselor for I just was so screwed up. I was so gone. And he said, "How's your business going?" I said, "Well, I'm turning the corner." And after about a month, he said, he literally got up out of his desk, and he said, "It seems like to me, every week you're turning the corner." And he just started walking in circles. And you see, the sign was, that's what your business is. It's just walking in circles. There's a verse, I think it's in Malachi, where it says, if you bring the tithe into my storehouse, and it assumes integrity and hard work and 6 days and all this stuff, then I'll bring in so much blessing that I'll open the windows of heaven and bring in so much blessing you won't know where to put it. And it's this idea, and I literally would visualize all this wealth coming into my account. The federal government had a limit, I think it was a $100,000 limit on how much you could put in a bank account. And we maxed that frickin' bank account out, and I literally had to go find another bank account to put money in. I mean, it was the manifestation. I saw these things happening, but I believed in them way before I had any real reason to. It's like I would imagine that my clients would see me at a live event and throw their hands around me and hug me and cry and tell me how much they changed my life. Now, every week, there are clients that have tearful stories of how my story and my impact and this and that has changed their lives. I mean, it's incredible. But I saw it all before there was any reason to believe it. And it's happened in a bigger measure than I even imagined. But the key is you have to see this stuff. And you have to believe it when no one else does. That's what you have to do. And then maybe God says, okay, well done. It's yours.
Hey there, family and friends. Vincent Jr. here, co-founder here at the Internet Lifestyle Network. Mark Hoverson, that you just saw in that video, is also a co-founder here at the Internet Lifestyle Network. We have one more buddy who makes all this magic become a reality for us and everything like that. So the Internet Lifestyle Network, what you're here for and why somebody sent you here is because they want to teach you how to live this internet lifestyle that Mark's living, that myself's living, that many of us are living online right now. And it's actually one of the most beautiful, for me, I think it's the best lifestyle you could ever create. What the internet lifestyle is, it's all about attracting people to whatever business you are, just basically attracting people to your brand, your business, no matter what it is, whether it be a direct sales business, whether it be your own business that you want to create like Mark did as well. Same with the Internet Lifestyle Network and the other people who are around, or whether or not you just want to have a bigger presence, awareness of maybe even like a charity deal, right? The Internet Lifestyle is about attracting many people to whatever your cause is. I mean, you could do something fun like humorous things, right? You could do even funny things as well that attract people to it, and there's always a way to monetize that. There's a way to monetize everything on the planet. Everybody's going to want to know what you have to offer. They're going to want to know, how to lose weight. They're going to want to know, how to create, furniture that looks cool or something. Like, for example, like in my house, we got furniture that people do, cool designs on and things like that, right? So the internet lifestyle is just about being able to attract so many people to you. So, for example, this video today that you're watching right here on this page, the Internet Lifestyle Network, it's being watched by thousands upon thousands of people. And if I was to try to get myself in the Internet Lifestyle Network in front of, you, for example, today, I would have to find your phone number. I would have to look you up. I would have to accidentally, figure out that you even want to see this, and then reach out to you. And then maybe it was a bad time or, a bad situation, which most of you guys who are here, you're probably entrepreneurs or you want to be one. And you probably tried to reach out to somebody about a business, and you know how that usually goes. It's not very fun. So think about the aspect of I attracted you. The person who brought you here attracted you to this presentation right now. Wouldn't that be nice if you could just do the same thing? Where you could either send somebody here to let us do the work for you, or you just realize and visualize what can happen when you get in this kind of situation for yourself. Because the Internet Lifestyle Network is about branding you. Mark Hoverson right there that you just saw in that video, you're going to actually see his longer story video here at the end of this presentation. But right there, what you just saw is he's a guy who wanted to, create a situation in his life where he could teach Proverbs, because he used to be a youth pastor, but he also wanted to teach people wisdom and leadership he was reading because he was in, tons of leadership books. He just loves that stuff. So what he's done is he's turned both of those programs into a situation where now he's taught off the Proverbs and learned how to just really excel entrepreneurs to their next level. So, for example, at the $8-figure million day that you're going to get access to inside the Internet Lifestyle Network University when you click the button below, is his first one's called the $8-figure million day. As you can see, the scripture that he bases that off of is the hand of the diligent will rule, but the hand of the slothful will be put to forced labor. So he teaches you off of the Proverbs. Now, I just want you to understand that you don't have to be a Christian or you don't have to believe or anything like that. That's not what this is about. This is just about using the wisest, literally the wisest text that you could ever go find on the planet, in our opinion, to go essentially just excel your business, excel your life, excel your vision. Because when you look at that right there, the hand of the diligent, the person who is constantly working, who's constantly moving, who is constantly speedy in their business, always giving their vision out there, staying consistent, right, will will rule, right? So, but the hand of the slothful will be put to forced labor. So the people who are lazy, the people who just don't really want to go after their dreams, things like that, they're the ones that are going to stay working for other people's dreams their entire life. You see the difference? There's a huge, huge difference, you know what I mean? So, but you're going to find out how the $8-figure million day is changing people's lives. If I just scroll down below here, as you can see, we got 154 comments. And we got video after video after video after video after video after video of breakthroughs that are happening in people's lives right now. It's just really, really powerful. And that's the first video that you get access to inside when you come inside the Internet Lifestyle Network University. Here is the ILNU right here. So we do the latest webinar right here on the front. You click here to get started learning. And when you get access inside, you get a lot of stuff. You get his training right there as well. You get my 8-figure branding and attraction marketing training. And it teaches you how this internet lifestyle works. It's how to attract people to whatever you have to offer, okay? So, like I said, if you're in a direct sales business, you still need eyeballs to get to you, to want to know more information, to want to know what pill or product or solution you have for them in your direct sales business. Or if you have your own idea, you need eyeballs to understand that your idea is great, it's powerful. So I got to teach you how to attract people to you, just how you were attracted to this presentation today. Okay, so that's attraction marketing, and I teach you exactly how to word things, how to say things, how to do all that kind of good stuff where you can get more eyeballs to whatever you have to offer. So, for example, Mark Hoverson, he attracted me to his business by the internet, and then I got in, and now we started this partnership. What I did in the beginning when I met Mark Hoverson is I just went through this exact training that you're going to go through, his wisdom, and put that in my life. And literally the value that came out of my mouth immediately became so much more powerful, and the amount of value that you give out to the